Okay, so this is the game which caused me to stop updating our jungle base. It's called Arms Trader Tycoon Tanks. I'm well into the game, as you can see from my money. You start, I think, with 1.5 mil, and trust me, it doesn't last long. My engineers are researching a new tech, and this is a new hull for a tank. Here's the engineering bureau, which will implement whatever these lads here have found out into practice. Here you develop components of the tank. For example, Mark 1. There are several hulls available for this one. I stopped producing it because it's shit. But let's make another one. So I clone the already existing one. This gives me the Mark 1, Mark 5. Sick. So, and now I start to add components. This is the standard components it comes with. So now I can look here at sights, for example. So as you can see, I've been busy with inventing new sights. Some of them are more or less identical if you look at the values here. And even the price to build it is the same. So this is just cosmetical between the two, right? This one is an inferior sight, this one is even more inferior, this one is somewhere in between. So I prefer the periscope one because it looks less clunky. But, you know, as I said, between these two, that's a matter of preference. Now, this hull comes standard with wrought iron, which you probably appreciate is not the best, but I have already FHA developed. Don't ask me what FHA means. Maybe folded homogeneous armor, and this is rolled homogeneous armor, but it comes at a cost which is mainly the mass. And of course, this is man hours. This is medium carbon steel, high carbon steel, and wrought iron is only iron and medium carbon steel. So yeah, these are the bonuses, the boni it brings: kinetic resistance and shock resistance. You see they're double as good as the wrought iron one, and this one is a little bit less good at the kinetic, but protects from spall as well and has a better shock resistance. So to me, I think this is a trade-off I'm willing to take for the benefit of the crew. However, it may be that you need to make concessions at other places because it's heavier. So, the hull standard comes riveted. Now, rivets are easy done and are more structural sound than bolted of the same tier, Mark 1, right? Comparing apples with apples. However, here we have the factor crew safety added to the rest of it. So there's structurally more sound, but reliability, and this is repairability. So this is reliability and this is repairability. So bolted is easier to repair in the field because you don't need a rivet gun, right? You need a spanner and you can tighten the screws again and Bob's your uncle. However, they're not holding as tight for the same reasons. Vibrations of the tank probably make the screws loose, which does not happen with rivets. Crew safety, I know from anecdotal evidence from World War II, where some tanks who were riveted The rivets, through the kinetic force of a shell hitting the rivets, they turned into shrapnel in the inside of the tank. Because you hit the outside of the rivet and the inside just pops out, apparently. It's like shooting a shotgun in a, you know, in a rubber wall or something like that. So since I want my crew to survive, I normally go for a bolted assembly, and again I have two which are identical, and because this is Ausführung 1, this is a German one, and this is a French one, so I don't even have one of my own which is as good. I mean, I take this one. I prefer safety of the crew against structure, because the structure I already addressed by taking the better steel in my lore. But again, sometimes you have to sacrifice one for the other. And this one is more easily, it's less material intense, but costs more in man hours. And monetary, it's almost a third, or say 2.5 from what this one costs. So I go with that. Then here we have ammo stowage, which means pretty much what it says on the label. We have that. Then communication. As a standard, it comes with none. It doesn't come with any ammo stowage. So I'll take this one, which reduces the operational range but makes the crew awareness better, and the communication with other tanks is possible to a certain extent. Mind you, this is First World War. Portable radios were not a thing. We have internal communication. These are speaking tubes, not very sophisticated, but again, it helps with guiding the tank. Shell storage, pretty much what it says on the label. This is for the main gun. This one are for the secondaries, i.e. machine guns. Here we have fuel storage, which increases the operational range. Then we have vision ports. I mean, it's better than nothing, but the Germans have mastered the art of crafting very good, very light vision ports. So I'd be a fool not to take advantage of the the inspiration I took from the Germans. Reverse engineering. So yeah, we'll take that. Then I've got hull hatches. Mark 1, crew safety +3, top thickness, ricochet. So I go for crew safety here, and the ricochet is, from 1 to 2, I do not think it makes awful lot of a difference. Why this one is Mark 4, I cannot tell. To me, this one is vastly superior. It's easier to build. It's huge for the crew safety. It's lighter. It takes up less space. It's a little bit weaker for, plunging fire. So yeah, I don't know why the hatch Mark IV is so praised, but I'll have none of it. Then we have doors to evacuate the tank in case of need. You see, the first one is not very safe for the crew. This one is better. Okay, this is way better for the tank and adds some crew safety, but I think this one here takes the cake. I think it's a good compromise between saving the tank and saving the crew, and it's relatively light on top of that, so we'll have that. So here the roof, I mean, it does really help with ricocheting shells, probably rather bullet than shells, because it looks like a hen cage. So, but it looks shit on the tank, really. And it is 300 kilos. I'll save myself this one. The bar, it helps with obstacle trench width, top thickness a little bit, and ricochet. It's easier on the materials than the roof, the other one. I can also say I don't want any, but this one doesn't look as bad as this one. Right, this one is it looks like you have a hen house on top of your tank. So, and we have a tail wheel. Again, it helps with cross country, with agility, obstacle height and width. Yeah, it looks shit, but these are characteristics I cannot ignore. So I'll have it grudgingly. So now that we said all what they should include into the new design, we tell our engineers, do it, make it so, by saying assign. It always goes for the maximum engineers available. And now we're creating the Mark 1, Mark 5 body. I will rename this design. Where is it? Mark 1, Mark 5. Oh yeah, that. Okay, it doesn't matter, basically. Do I do? Okay, so we go back to the factory, and now you will see, once it's loaded, engineering bureau, it takes 11 days to finish that design, and I have here a Mark 5, Mark 3 tank, which is on the proving grounds, which they will find some faults with it, and I will address them. Or you can choose to not address them, but it doesn't help to sell your tank. So I'm producing whippets. This is a contract we have, which you can see here. The Germans want 39 whippets by the 24th of February. I should easily be able to do that. You see, I have 53 days left to fulfill this contract. It takes me 13 days to produce the remainder of the tanks, and it takes me 20 days maximum to ship them. More to that later. So I will accelerate time now. And of course, I never had an accident in the research bureau. So 5 engineers were a little bit lackadaisical. I don't know, put their fingers in the pencil sharpener. I don't know how you can have an accident in a research bureau, but you know, eggheads, what can I say? All right, so oh yeah, so here with the crossed swords, you can look at all the conflicts around the world which are cooking now. So you'll see campaign, this is Romania against Serbia, and my tanks are deployed in this campaign. And if we open it, we can see that my tanks are on both sides of the conflict, which puts me in a very odd but profitable situation. You can also check how the battle went, and in this instance, the LK2 crop, my company is called Sidley Limited, by the way, but this one, which is a reversed engineered tank, obviously, had the better of the Schneider, which is a French design, which I took inspiration from. And you can see that the reputation for the winners went up by 2 and the reputation of the losers went down by 2, which means I'm neutral, I suppose. You can click here on different folders, but it's very abstract. What you need to know is it's 15 against 15, and at the end there were 4 left of this one and 15 of that one. So yeah, I would say that's a pretty convincing performance of the Leichtkampfwagen. So here we're not a part of, here we're part of one side. This is the Mark II, Mark 1, Mark II, I beg your pardon. Can look at the outcome. So these lads started with 10,000 men and ended it with 5,267 with no casualties inflicted on the tanks. I mean, if you look at the nation, this is Ethiopia. I would presume they do not have much in the ways of anti-tank guns or anti-tank whatever. Okay, so these are the conflicts. Here is the contracts. You can check also whether new contracts are available. I missed 1 and I couldn't fulfill 2 because I was too late with delivery. I slept on the delivery, there were some hiccups. Yeah. So I'll accelerate time again to see what's up next. Yeah, these are annoying, but I don't dare to switch them off because... So now the evaluation of our Mark V, Mark III, which I designed off screen, has now come in. So we can have a look at the design. And you see here there's this, warning sign. So they found 10 defects. So let's see, crew awareness, they found out that blocked vision ports, which is of course shit. So it cost me 2,500 to say, yes, we addressed this, we fixed that, or I can leave it as it is. I have the funds, so I'll do it. It also, this one improves also the performance. Now you see crew awareness has a value of 12. If I do that, it's now 14. So they've found flaws in the crew aiming. They have internal obstructions, excessive internal obstacles. So apparently there's a level which is acceptable. Hinder precise and rapid target aiming, which is of course shitty if you're shot at. So we address this as well. Crew safety. Blocked evacuation path. Somebody parked their lorry in front of the evac. What can I say? Morons never die out. Significantly lowers the possibility of crew survival. Yeah, I would agree to that. So I put high value on crew survivability. So yes, we pay for that. Insufficient structure rigidity. Yeah, so I'm not going to read out everything. You can stop the video if you want to read it. But they come up with, stuff which traditionally has been a problem with tanks. And oftentimes the crews in the field were the beta or alpha tester even. And with the experience on the battlefield, they came back and said, look, we could do with this and that. Be addressed, running gear. structure. So now we have addressed all the flaws they found out during the test runs. It's not mandatory for me to conduct test runs because they cost money and they cost time. So if I'm in a rush and need to deploy tanks, I won't do it. If I need to penny pinch because otherwise I face bankruptcy, I won't do it. You will get your money anyway, but the reputation of your tank suffers, and this makes it potentially less likely to sell it to other customers. Okay, so do we have a design which needs to be gone to the proving grounds? No, we have not. Wait. What happened with our Mark 1, Mark 5? Am I going bananas now? Did we not do it? Oh, it was only the hull. I'm so stupid. So, okay, we had the hull. Yeah, let's do it. Let's create a new design. And let's take the Mark. Well, oh, it's not. That was the problem. This was because I was talking so much I completely forgot what we were waiting for, because the hull is not designed yet. So now the hull's designed. We get delivery from, I always see here is my raw materials because I try to source it from the cheapest possible supplier. Oops. Which in this case is Africa. So you see Oceania. This will cost me 66,500, and it will take 17 days with a medium possibility to add another 7 days to it because breakdowns of cars, missing the boat, whatever. Make an excuse up and it probably fits the narrative. If I go to Europe, it's double the price, right? But they deliver in 6 days. They have a high reliability, and if something happens, it only delays the delivery by 3 days, max. It's always max. Asia, it takes 9 days. They're not very reliable. They're still 50% more expensive than Oceania. And if the shit hits the fan, it takes 2 weeks longer. So now if you look at that, Oceania, you have 17 days with a medium security reliability. And if the shit hits the fan here to here, the difference is 1 day, right? But you pay 50% less, or almost 50% less for the goods. So it's a gamble. Do you rely that Asia, nothing will happen, it'll be fine? Or do you say, okay, let's get it from Oceania straight away? Middle East, somewhere in between. It takes 7 days with a medium possibility to get another 7 days put on top of it. Africa takes 10 days, but if the shit hits the fan, it's 14 days and they're not very reliable, but they're cheap as fuck, right? Northern America, they're a little bit more expensive, takes 16 days, default, very reliable, and if something happens, it's only 3 days. So here you have to micromanage. If I'm not in a rush, I tend to take it from Africa because I have stockpiled, raw materials. So I can afford to do that, and at the moment I think I have only the one contract to fulfill, which takes me another 2 days to build all the tanks, and then I can ship them. I can also ship now, but I only have one slot for deploying, and if it's only 2 days, I don't do that. If for one reason or another my time management was bad or shit happens in every phase of the construction, it could be that this one says, okay, you have now 10 days left and I haven't built all the tanks, but the ones I built I can ship. It can be that I cannot fulfill the contract completely, but I will still be paid for the tanks that I delivered, and I pay a penalty for the tanks I haven't. So if you look at this contract, for example, I'm going to deliver medium whippets, 39 of them, and I get 1.56 million for it if I deliver all of them. But for every 2 tanks that I do not deliver by the time bar, I will be fined 37,000 bucks. So if I'm pressed for time and I see coming that, oh shit, now I need to move, I will not be able to fulfill the contract and ship them, I will send whatever I can to minimize the penalty and maximize the revenue. Because if you want to send all and something happens and they're a day late, I had that before, you don't get shit. But you keep the tanks, so they're ready for the next time. But, you know, not an ideal situation, I'm sure you agree. So engineering has become free. Let's do, I think the tracks for the Mark 1 have not been, I mean, for the Mark 1 can have several different tracks, but I want to go with the OG one, right? So what I'm going to do is track, that's the centipede, open up, and I make a Mark 4. So I clone this one. So let's see, we have idler wheels 322. Yeah, they're all more or less the same, but I like it a little bit more balanced. So Mark 3 agility. Yeah, why not? Running gear, that's fine. This one is similar worth, but it's double the weight, double the materials, almost double the manpower, almost double the cost. So this one is, in my opinion, superior. We look at the road wheels. 663, this one is superior, but it's 1200 kilos more. Whatever. We can afford 33,000 kilograms. So let's see. Sprocket. I don't know why this is a Mark 5. This one is superior in any regards. It's lighter, gives you more bony. It's easier built even. So, you know. Oh, but here we have one which is more reliable. Oh, but geez, that's double the weight. Lord. Wage mate, whatever. I could also take this one because the road speed is better, but I don't give a fig about road speed. I'm more about cross-country speed, and this one is superior, vastly superior. So I'll take that. Okay, cooling vanes, so I don't have much choice. track inserts to improve traction and improve mobility. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is the one to go, but it's 200 kilograms. And it takes 10 days for our engineers to come up with that. So we'll do that and see what they come up with. Oh, advanced time. Oh, I have built a building to this building. Like you can upgrade these buildings. You can attach up to 3 or 4 buildings, which all give different boni to your workshop. In this instance, I had a breakthrough which has a 5% chance that a new design is available immediately, or after 1 day. If you recall, it took 10 or 11 days before, and now we save 9 days on development time, which is good because I wanted to look at the sponson. Mark 1s did have sponsons, and I'll go with male sponsons in this instance. So we open this one up. This is already RHA. Ah, but FHA is the latest, so okay. Take a new one. And we take FHA steel. We take yeah, that's fine. I go for this one for aesthetic reasons. Internal communication, we have splendid vision port 4, very well. Turret door 3, attach, splendid. So this one takes 4 days because there were not much changes to it. I suppose that's the reason, or there's not much movable parts except for the gun mantlet here. So let's go at it. I updated the guns only recently. So now with the production of the whip is completed, which means we are ready to ship the tanks. If I go to the warehouse tank storage, I click on to be shipped. 39, how long do I have 40 days, so I could pick any one. So I go for the cheapest, for obvious reasons. It takes 10 days, and if the shit hits the fan, it takes another 7 days. You also need to pay attention to the capacity, because they can only do 40. I'm lucky I have only 39. They can do 60, right? They can only do 20, 21. You get the idea. So it's you need to be very aware of what can I afford time-wise, what can they stem from the logistics, and how much do I need. So if I sign now, I will not have a shipping slot for tanks for the next 10 days at least, and if things go pear-shaped, for 17 days, which could throw a spanner in the works if you need to ship the tanks out. Okay. So yes, so 30. I have still 30 crops, so I do not want to produce on even more tanks on, on stock. So I just advance time, and now we have the male sponson Mark 6 ready. So I think it's time we built an updated Mark 1. And that's what we're going to do. So Mark 1, Mark 5. And I'm going to call it FHA, so I know that this is the updated version. Engine. I think you can see here how good they are. 162. This one is 111. This one is shit. This one is 157. So this one is still the front runner. Then we have here Daimler 4-cylinder. 163. So he's a tad better than this one and weighs half of it. So I'm going for this one. This one is 141, same weight, so yeah, not really. This one is double the weight and is not as good, so we take this one. Then we take the Centipede Mark IV. And the tank has a maximum weight of 33,000, which is defined by the running gear. And so far we're still, it's 25,000 so far. So now we need the sponson. Another sponson. You could also go asymmetrical, but I think this is, first of all, it grinds my OCD. Second, I think it's not very practical in battle if you have a soft target on one side, but you have your hard target gun on this side. So either I have identical or I have the combo sponsons, which I will not use in this instance because I want to show you the traditional Mark 1 tank just in a enhanced form. So now it's time to take the main gun. 143. I think the Hotchkiss quick firing. That's 183. No, it's the Nordenfeld quick fire 6-pounder, which is the superior one. I could put 75mm, but this is short barrel. This is more like a shotgun, so I won't take that. I'll take this. Again, I will not do anything which is not symmetrical. So, and we have, this one is the best MG I have at my disposal. It's a Vickers belt-fed machine gun, probably water-cooled as it looks, so that the barrel doesn't overheat. So this is the exterior, basically, with the guns and such. Now we go to the crew. We have here requirements, right? So we need 3 points of commander. Now I can give the commander another task, which means he only gets 2 points as a commander and 2 points as a gunner. I can go under the limit, but I think a commander should lead and not do other jobs as well. Plus, I think we have enough slots to fulfill all of the requirements. So next up, a driver. Here we put in a gunner, another gunner, gunner. No. A mechanic loader. Yeah. No. Gunner mechanic, that's what I wanted. So we have now fulfilled the gunner 10. We need 1 loader, and with 1 mechanic we're fine. Yellow is doable. Green means above, but you see we overstepped the limit. Okay, I'll cancel this one. Oh, 35 kilos. Are you fucking kidding me? I could replace the machine gun, but it still doesn't help. Do I have a centipede which is lighter? I do. So, yes, we'll have to do it like that. Just a little bit of a bummer, but you have seen we were overweight, and this is the easiest way to save it. Because we already went for the lightest engine, and I want it to be the FIJ steel. So now we're in the green again, so I can take this one back. What was it? Gunner mechanic, wasn't it? Yeah. And a mechanic. So this is good. Expendables, I'd say anti-tank, high explosive, and the special one. Here I'd go for armor piercing and standard ammo and 50 octane fuel. Traditionally I go with this. You know, because you're half German, let's take Dunkelgrau. Just to have it to stand out. And this takes 26 days to develop. Make it so. And advance. Aha! That was a lucky streak. So you seen, it took 26 days, but they thought, no, we make it now. They should be called Scotty. So you put it on the proving grounds and say, make it. And there's a little neat feature. And I think we do that before I call it a day. For recording at least. So we have a test drive. We take her for a spin and see how she fares on the battlefield. I don't know why it's always starting like this, but so. Oh, she's quite fast. So here we have the first obstacle, a trench. Let's see. No problem whatsoever. Whoa, what was that? You can see why they were called land ships, right? Probably get seasick in the thing. Especially since there was not much space for the crew. Here's also a reason why I tried to keep the crew to a minimum. So I switched to the secondary gun, the Vickers MG in the front of the hull. You see these targets with a red circle. We pepper them. Well, nice. Let's see what the turning circle is. It's fine. Zigzag. turn, turn, turn. Good girl. Okay, so this is a hard target. We could probably eliminate them with our Vickers, but where's the fun in that, isn't it? So I switched this to the main guns in the sponson. Aim, fire. This is what you get for standing in the way. Stop. We have deserters who need to be shot. I switch back to the Vickers, because clearly using 6-pounder gun on human-sized targets, single human-sized targets, is a waste of time, money, and ammunition. I switch to the starboard gun. You dastardly German tank. Quite happy how she performs, because I have more modern designs who are not as nifty as this one. They turn like a brick wall, or they can't even climb the smallest inclination. I think it has to do that the engine may be underpowered. Let's see how she gets out of this mess. Ah, perfect. Perfect. So we go up this hill, or hillock. Here's some other soft targets to spray. I need you, Vickers. Come on, Vicky. Yeah, what's the one about with you? I need to get... There's a little decline. Yeah. You see there's points allocated for every target, for every checkpoint you take. I have a counter, I think 9 minutes in total to absolve the parkour, or to gather 300 points. And if I do that, the tank gets a bonus because it's more proven, I think, for deployment phase and such things. But I think it's just an excuse that you can take your tank you designed, take it for a spin, and let all your frustration out on these poor targets sitting around on this parkour. So, nicely done. So, switch to the starboard gun. We have here some villains. So you see, success in attack will greatly depend on methodical and punctual deployment. So we get assembly points in the deployment phase, and in the repair phase we get a bonus whenever these are in battle. I don't know whether anybody will buy them, but for me it's more about driving around with the tanks. Yeah, this is how long it takes. I still have time to deliver the tanks. Let's advance time until the tanks are delivered. And the research is also done then. Okay. So whenever you were on the test drive, it goes to ×1. So if you want to advance time in an advanced speed, you need to reset it. So we have now reinforced rhomboidal, whatever the case may be. So now let's look. So we developed this one. So what's next? Improve Revited. firepower, we have everything. Mobility, petrol octane takes 32,000 research points. Yeah, it's probably the cheapest of them. And then we have the mobility lockdown as well. Okay, let's take the petrol. Takes 90 days almost. Go back. This game is in early access, so we cannot go to tier 2 at the moment. This is still in development or not done yet. So this is the height of engineering we can get to at the moment. So since we have now a new structure, I'll go to the engineers and tell them build it. So this is the Mark 7 it's called, okay. Yeah, make a clone of that, and it's the Mark 2. So site 3, that looks very promising. I don't think I have anything better. Well, but we certainly don't build it from iron. And bolted assembly. Is there any? Yeah, they didn't come with any. So this hull also provides the external communication Mark III, which we will of course keep. The crew awareness goes down a little bit compared to this one, but crew comm, exterior, and operational range increases. I think that's a trade-off I'm taking. Internal communication, yes sir. Shell stowage, yes. Fuel stowage, of course. Ooh, roof, Mark III now. How can I say no to this? I mean, this is a humongous hull anyway, you know. So I can, these 100 kilos. Tail wheel, it's the same story. 130 kilos extra, but this bony gets, it's just inconceivable. So yeah, make it so. 14 days until I have this hull. Yeah, let's see. We got the delivery, which is good. So we completed the contract now, and Bob's your uncle. So let's check whether we missed any contracts. We did not. Yeah, let's. Oh, sometimes you get the chance to employ historical figures who will act as overseer in your factory. We have here Eustace Dancourt, Walter Wilson, William Tritton. As far as I know, they all were involved in tank engineering in World War I, and they give you some special bonuses depending on where you employ them. For example, if William Tritton, if he's in the factory, in the production, you save 30% of man hours. You can employ more workers on the line, which reduces your build time. This one is if you put him into logistics, he will reduce the time it takes you to deliver the tanks and to receive raw material. So of course I put him into production because these bony are just too good not to. Then we have Walter Wilson. He's an engineer. So yes, good in gives you a bonus on anything related to engines or running gears, or if you have new designs. So if you want to know new design, and you can put more engineers to work, which also reduces the time. Again, Eustace, he has reduction of resource cost of the design tank, reduction of man hours of the design tank, so he should be in the design bureau. Is he in the design bureau? Oh no, he's in the research bureau because... Why actually? Oh, because of this one. Maybe I should put him into the design bureau. Yeah, but they take... no, I'd rather leave him with the research because designs don't take that long anyway. So, nah, it'll be fine. So, so 11 more days. Yeah, right. Yeah, so I'll wait. Exploitation tank. Yeah, this gives you a hint of what kind of tanks people will request from you next time. Speaking of the devils, the Germans need a new tank and an assault tank. Okay, let's see which one. I think this one has a good score. And it's relatively cheap, it cost me 10,000 bucks. This one is not half as good and cost me almost double. And the Whippet has also decent... What do I have on stock? Go away. Ah, that's the crop. Okay. Yeah, no. Come back here. So sometimes you see it does not... I go through the contract while we're at it. So this one has a score of 1300. This one is similar, but costs double the amount of money and materials, and 1.5 times the working hours to complete. So this one is better. The Whippet is not bad. This one has still flaws. I will not offer this one, just for shits and giggles. It wouldn't be ideal anyway. Oh yeah, because he doesn't have MGs. See, this is the requirements they have, and this is what my tank I momentarily have selected offers. So they want a 35-ton tank, not heavier, or you get Mali here. They want the crew performance, which due to my ergonomics, I ace. Mobility, yeah, obstacle slope angle is a little bit of a problem with that one, in their opinion. Protection, yeah, they don't like it that much. Turret hull, but there's not much I can do. So firepower hard, you know, I ace that one as well. Reliability, firepower soft, la di da di da. So I think I'm going to offer them the A7V Mark I. He has its flaws, amongst others protection. Mobility he just barely manages, but I get a lot of credit for being under the weight, right? And with the exception of protection, which probably none of my tanks will fulfill, not even one of the more sophisticated ones, so why bother about that? and mobility is just fulfilled, but still a very serviceable tank. Yeah, let's offer this one. So this is my score, right? Now, they want 26. I can convince them to take 40. Right, but I don't have any of them. That means I need to build 40, which takes me probably 40 days. And then I need to deliver. So in this case, I lower the score, which is exceptional anyway, to buy me time, as much time as I can. But I will offer 39 because money. So I still have a score of 1355, so which means I can go ham on the price and still win the tender. So now you can look at the other. They have also a similar tank. They offer a similar tank, right? The one I copied. I'm sorry, which inspiration struck me, and I happen to have the same design as them. And I can bribe to see what it is. I'm very confident that my score is way above theirs, but just to show you how it is, I probably could cut mine in half and still be better than theirs. So I could have saved this money, but it was just for demonstration purposes. You can do that in every given contract. At the beginning, it's very useful because you're very close to your competitors, and you win if you offer the best score. If this score, the highest success score gets the tender. So because my tank is really designed for this kind of mission, for this kind of, tasks, there was no doubt in my brain that I will ace it. None whatsoever. This is why I can go ham on the price. I ask 150% of what they offer. I give them 150% of the tanks they will, and I took a hit here. Well, I didn't actually, because this can lower your success score, and does lower your success score. The more time you take to deliver, the worse, right? So it can influence how much money you can ask for your tank. But because this tank is so good, it doesn't matter. I can still ask for the highest price, and they grudgingly will pay it, but they will get a very good product in return. So yeah, we'll take that. And we kick on production, I'd say. So I really need to declutter my designs. How many can I can build all of them. Nice. I don't need to buy more raw materials, which is amazing. It's always an inherent risk that something goes pear-shaped, and then. So yeah, it's good I took the maximum tape, because it takes me 54 days to build them. They're a little bit more complex than I thought they were. So 54 days to build them. I mean, look, I take a risk here, kind of, because I haven't won the tender yet, right? But I know I'm going to. So I can also already produce the tanks before the tender is awarded. Even if I didn't, I have enough space in my storage to put, if the tanks are superfluous to demand, I can still store them. The good thing is I already paid for the raw materials. I pay my workers anyway, whether they work or not. So I don't lose anything by producing that, except that I need to replenish the raw materials occasionally, but I can afford it at this point in time. So yeah, I'll start it. And tank trials of our mutual is done. So I will do the usual shenanigans. I don't think I will ever sell this tank, to be honest. But I will go through the motions. just because I can't have this flipping warning sign on my tank. Grinds my gears. So it was more a demonstration for you to see how you would design a tank. So now, what do we do here? Oh yeah, the body of the rhomboical. Okay, let's carry on. Oh, let's see at the conflicts. Has anything happened? Oh, new campaign in Hungary, right? Were they completely annihilated? No, it was the same. It was it. They started with 15 each. And now they have 4 left. Well. Oh, I think we looked at this already. Oh, is there anything here? Yeah. No, we've seen that before. Ah, but here in Flanders. Ooh, looks bad for the Belgians, I think. The Limburg division will probably have to face 29 A7V Mark 1s. This thing has 5 MGs and a 6-pounder, 3-pounder naval gun. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, they're throwing rock at, you know, but throwing rocks biblically has had some success, so yeah, maybe. I don't see it happen though. I fear the Belgians will lose. They get their skin, their hide beat. So, contract fulfilled, we get the money. Nice and easy. Let's see what the engineers come on. Oh, it's about Brussels. They're already at your capital, Mike. So, let's design a Mark 7 tank then, shall we? So we take the Mark 7. And here we have the Liberty engine. It's the only hull where this flipping engine has space. And here we take the Landship series because we can, which makes it 45,000 kilograms. So central cab, this one. Oh, I'll take one of those. Wait, hold on a second. I don't think we have that. Now let's save this and come back. Let's go to engineering. Cab Ausführung 1. Don't think I have paid any attention to that. Oh, it's RIJ steel. That's not what I want. Clone this, please. Oh, site Mark 3. FHA steel. Bolted assembly. Yes. Vision port, that's fine. Turret hatch. That's fine. Make it so. Yeah, I think I stop here this time for real. Yeah, I hope this was of interest. I wasn't bumbling too much about it. I hope I've shown some things of interest. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.